trying not to get off at you, okay? But you're me, okay? And that's not going to be good for you. Meaning that, you know, you're yourself over by not telling me the whole truth here. You know what the happened to your boy. I know you know, okay? Tell me what happened to your boy. You did what you did, it's done and over.
Newly released police interrogation video of a mom lying to officers after she did the unthinkable. She murdered her 6-year-old son, and just wait until you hear the lie that she told investigators when they asked her what happened. We're on the case presented by Law & Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. As a parent, this story is hard to fathom. It is the story of Brittany Gosney. She's a mom. She's currently serving at least 21 years in prison. Police say she murdered her son. He was hogtied and weighed down with a cinder block. Before we rehash this case, let me show you a picture of the victim. His name, James Robert Hutchinson. He was just 6 years old. And this is a picture of his mom, Brittany Gosney. This story begins when she reported young James missing in February 2021. She reported James missing on a Sunday morning, but said that he had been missing since Saturday night, which police later said was suspicious because why wouldn't you report your child missing to the police Saturday night? Here's the story that she first gave officers at the station.
Is you have to be 100% honest with me with everything, okay? Because we don't have this, we're missing a 6-year-old little boy, and we're trying to figure out where he's at. I got to make sure he's safe. Okay, so, you know, your cooperation goes a long, long way. Okay, but you have to be honest with me with everything, no matter what the circumstances are. Okay, so you can remove your mask if you would. If you don't care. Do you care to take off your mask? Okay.
As long as you don't have COVID.
I don't. Do you?
No.
Then we're good. Okay. So what happened? What time did you guys go to bed last night?
Well, the kids go to bed at 9.
Okay.
And we normally go to bed at 10.
Mm-hmm.
Last time I knew, I told them all it was 9 o'clock, time for bed.
Mm-hmm.
So they all went upstairs to their rooms. And I went upstairs a little bit later to see if they were asleep.
Sure.
And they were all asleep. So then that's when I came down, waited a couple minutes just to see if they might have come downstairs or something. And then I went to bed.
Okay. What time did you get up this morning?
He woke me up at 8.
He woke you up at 8. Did he wake you up any time before that to say that James was missing?
Not that I remember.
Okay.
He said he tried to wake me up several times, but
you don't
I'm
remember?
on medicine, so.
What kind of medicine do you take?
I take anxiety meds.
Okay. I do too. So, what's it called? What do you take?
Hydroxyzine 3 times a day, and then I take this blue pill. I don't know what the blue pill is called.
Okay.
At nighttime.
This is where I need you to be honest with me. It is what it is. Okay. Do you use any other type of narcotics, drugs, illegal drugs, or anything? Do you smoke weed?
No.
Okay. You don't use heroin. You don't use.
No, I've had family members that
Meth,
passed away
anything.
from that stuff, and
Okay. Do you
that
know?
pushes me away. So.
Do you know if your boyfriend does? Does he use any type of dope at all? Not that you know of. Well, you would know more than anybody. That's what I'm asking. You're not going to get him in any trouble. I just need to know if you're being honest with me. That's what I'm trying to feel.
I mean, I've never seen it. I mean, we smoke cigarettes.
I'm not talking about that. I said drugs, illegal drugs. Of course, a lot of people smoke cigarettes. A lot of people smoke weed. A lot of people use heroin.
I mean, he smokes weed, but
okay.
that's the only thing I know of.
Okay, that's all
I
I'm
don't know
asking.
if he does anything else.
Okay, you don't need to protect him. I'm getting a feel for you. If you're going to be honest, I just need you to be honest with me. Don't overread into any of my questions. Okay, I promise you. So he wakes you up at 8 and tells you what? Or you wake up? Do you wake up on your own at 8, or does he wake you up at 8?
Well, he woke me up, and because he went looking around first, he said he had come in there several times before to try to wake me up, and he said I didn't respond to any time, so he just went outside and looked around, went through all the rooms, the closets, and all that, and he couldn't find him anywhere. So then the next thing he thought to do was just go around a couple blocks,
Mm-hmm.
see if he might be close by.
Did he walk there, or did he drive there, or what did he do for that part?
He drove around.
Okay.
But he came back and woke me up, and he was like, "You know James is gone?" I was like, "What?" And I was like, "No, I thought he was upstairs asleep." And I even woke up the brother and sister, maybe thinking they might have seen him up, about, moving around or something, and they said they didn't hear nothing, they didn't see him.
The stories that we cover here at Law and Crime prove that life is unpredictable and having a great attorney matters. And that's where we bring in our partner and sponsor, Morgan & Morgan. This is a law firm with more than 1,000 attorneys and a history of winning. Let me read through some of the wins that Morgan & Morgan has had in just the past couple of months. They were able to secure a $9.3 million verdict for a car crash victim in Florida, a $5.6 million verdict for a car accident victim in Atlanta, and $1.8 million in Kentucky. And in that case, the insurance company was only going to offer $5,000. So even if you don't think your case is worth millions of dollars, why not fight for what you deserve? Morgan & Morgan makes it so easy to file a claim. Take a look at this video. You can do it with just 8 clicks on your phone. So if you're hurt, you can file a claim by going to forthepeople.com/OTC. You can also click the link below in the description or scan this QR code on your screen.
So the baby's name is James Hutchinson?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's his date of birth?
6/30/14. He's a baby, so
Right.
I'm kind of worried about him.
Well, sure. Yeah, I'll be more than kind of, huh? So tell me what kind of kid he is.
He has ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
He struggles real bad in school. He struggles to pay attention. Otherwise than that, like in school and stuff, they said he's good in school. He tries to focus.
He's physically healthy, no
Yes.
health issues.
No.
Oh, great. Good. Good boy at home?
Yeah.
Pretty good boy. How do you guys discipline him when he does?
Stand him in the corner.
I spank my kids. My kids are grown now, but I did spank my kids. There's nothing wrong with that. Do you spank them? Do you just ground them? Do you take stuff from them?
Well, my son with the red hair, like video games and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the baby doesn't really know how to work the controllers and stuff. He tried,
Mm-hmm.
but we just make him stand in a corner just for like a little bit to make him know that you ain't supposed to do that.
Is James in school yet?
Yes, he's in first grade.
He's in first grade. Where does he go to school?
Rosa Parks.
Rosa Parks. Okay. When's the last time he was in school?
Well, it's every Monday and Tuesday, so he was in school last Tuesday.
Okay. So he goes 2 days a week, Mondays and Tuesdays down there. Okay. But you're saying other than that, he's a pretty good kid. As far as like behaviorally, he's a 6-year-old, so I know 6-year-olds.
He has his little fits here and there, tantrums. I just overlook it.
Right.
Because, that's the only thing you can do. Because, the other ones have the same thing, or they like to throw themselves down to the floor,
Right.
or stomping, or something like that. But other than that, he's a pretty good kid.
So Brittany gives police this story that young James just went missing after he went to sleep. Police then interviewed her boyfriend, James Hamilton. Here's his mugshot. We'll explain what he did in a moment, but here's his initial police interview after he reported Brittany's son missing, and he gives a similar story as Brittany did, that James randomly vanished in the middle of the night. And just wait until you hear what actually happened after you watch this.
About 11:15, probably. I fell asleep all the way.
Okay. So, what's the next thing that you remember?
I got up around 4:45.
Okay.
Went to use the restroom.
Okay.
I used the restroom. I went upstairs.
Where is the bathroom? Is it downstairs or upstairs?
Downstairs.
Okay.
When I got done using the bathroom, I went upstairs to check on the kids like I do just about every time I
Sure.
get up in the middle of the night.
Sure.
And I went through the rooms, noticed the boy, James, was gone. I went down, I got looking in the front door, it was locked. I looked at the back side door, it's unlocked.
So both of them were locked?
No, it was unlocked.
Oh, unlocked. The back
side door was unlocked.
What James and Brittany told police were total lies. The stories of this couple being parents who looked out for the kids and wanted to make sure that they were safe and were just stunned to find young James missing, all of that was not true. And the police seemed to know that as well. Later that day, as you see the timestamp on this video, Brittany was still at the police station. This time it was 7:12 in the evening, and police had talked to Brittany's two other children. They were 7 and 9 years old. And here's when police confront her about her story and what really happened to her son.
Okay, so I want to get into more. So what's going to happen at this point is the two children are going to be interviewed, go through a forensic interview. Do you understand what that is? Okay. So kids don't lie. Kids are pretty, what I mean by don't lie is when you get them, when you start talking to them about stuff, they're going to tell me, because they were both standing there, according to you, they're going to tell me exactly what happened. They're going to be able to do a forensic interview. And what that is it's people that are trained in do nothing but interview children for either sexual crimes or any type of crime they you know that they were witnessed or been involved in. So they're going to be able to tell me exactly what happened. Just like I told you before, you're coming around, you've been honest with me about a lot of things. I still think there's a little bit being left out of what actually happened up in Preble County. You initially told me that your boyfriend, all 5 of you went up there. Do you remember telling me that? Okay. Did all 5 of you go up there?
No, it was just me and 3 kids.
You and the 3 kids, okay. So at no time he wasn't up there for that. But you had called him, is what you told me, and told him what had happened.
No, I had texted him. He had called me.
Okay, you texted him, and what is your text gonna say when I see that?
I dropped the kids off.
And what about the boy being dead?
I said he might be dead.
I think it's probably gonna give me a little bit more than that, but that's best you can remember? Okay. I think something more happened up there than him falling down. He didn't just fall down. Okay, can we agree on that?
I didn't run him over. I know that for a fact. I did not run him over.
Okay, maybe when you got him out of the car.
I set him on the ground.
Okay, but you made it a point to use the word gently to me when you set him on the ground. Okay, that indicates to me it probably wasn't gently when you put him on the ground.
No, I literally set him down like a normal child you would sit down.
I guess what I'm trying to get at is you don't want your children to have to come to court, and if you care about them even an ounce, which you're telling me you do, they're going to come to court and probably say a lot different than what you're saying, okay? And they're going to tell the truth because that's what children do is they tell the truth, okay? They're going to tell me what happened. So you need to get out in front of this now and tell me exactly what happened. I don't know if you lost your temper for a few minutes and then you blacked out and this happened, but something happened up there at the lot.
No, I didn't do anything to him.
I don't believe you, huh? You're not telling me the truth again.
I mean, you can ask my kids. I really didn't do nothing to him.
Yeah, you did. He's dead.
No, I didn't.
Kids just don't drop dead, huh? And when we find him, we're going to find him. Autopsy's going to show what we need to know.
I didn't kill him. I didn't do anything to him.
Did James, your boyfriend, do something to him before?
I have no idea.
Well, yeah, you do. You were there. Did James?
No, I haven't. I was at the store before that.
Okay. So when he got in the car, when you drove off that Friday morning, Saturday morning technically, in the middle of the night, you drove off that Saturday morning, 3 or 4 in the morning, and all 3 kids are well, and they're in the back seat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And somehow he died once you got up there to the park. Because your plan was to what? To leave him there.
Just to leave him there. I wasn't planning on hurting him, nothing.
Okay, so your plan was do nothing more, I'm just gonna leave these three here, and that way me and
Yes.
James can be done with that part of it.
Yes.
What were you thinking was gonna happen? The kids would just be adopted out, or what?
At that point, I was basically confused. I didn't really know what to do. I didn't know if I should just leave them there, go back and get them. I didn't really, at that point, I didn't know what to do. But I did go back and get them.
Yeah, and the two were out on the road, you said, the main road at
Yeah.
that point? So you were gone more than 5 minutes, huh? If they made it all the way up
To
to
be
the road.
honest, I can't tell you how far I was gone, how long I was gone.
Okay. But you were gone, can we agree you were gone longer than 5 minutes?
Probably was.
Can we agree more than probably 20 minutes?
Probably.
Probably. Can we agree over a half hour?
I don't think it was no half hour. I'm not sure. I was tired, didn't really even want to even leave to do anything with them.
But James is what, insisting that you take him somewhere?
He's been on me for months. Well, since we moved in the new house, he's been basically nonstop. I'm sick of kids. I can't handle kids anymore. My son's old enough. Y'all need to leave. And I've been asking to my sisters if I can stay, like, move in with them, as I was telling you earlier. And my older sister said I couldn't because of some type of rent agreement or whatever it was. And my younger sister told me just to duke it out,
What does that mean?
just deal with it.
So dealing with it was just taking him up there and dropping him off and then going on your merry way?
No, she told me just to.
I know what you're saying, but you're saying that the way you were finally gonna deal with it is just because James, you're saying James didn't want the children around, right?
Yes.
Okay, and James told you to get rid of them. Did he say how to get rid of them?
He said he didn't care how to get rid of them.
So then your plan that night was to drive them up to the park and just drop them off there. But you don't know how James got on the ground?
No.
Fell?
Last time my daughter told me before I got back in the van and I shut the door, he was just standing there looking at me.
Right.
And was trying to get in the door and then just stood there for a minute to see if I was unlocking the door
Right.
from the inside. My daughter told me exactly that he went to go stand up, I'm guessing because when I moved forward, it made him kind of fall, stagger, or whichever, and she said that he had fell down, tried to get back up, and fell right back down.
Okay. So we'll get that from her. She'll explain that. Is that what you're thinking? She'll be able to explain it that way?
Yeah, that's exactly
Yeah.
what she told me.
So when he grabbed the door
And
handle,
she said
you think maybe you drug him, not knowing you drug him?
I might have, I honestly don't know, but when I looked back, I didn't see him having a handle.
But you did tell me you saw him, he was on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Well,
see.
when I glanced back, I thought he was just sitting there on the ground. But my daughter said, no, Mom, you went around him, and you didn't run him over.
Why would she say that at age 8? I mean, what brings to her mind?
Because
Did you ask her?
I asked her, did you see what happened? Because I was kind of shook up, confused. So, and she was standing right there. I seen her standing right there. And she said, no, Mom, you didn't run him over. She said you might have accidentally drugged him, not knowing.
So now she's saying that you accidentally drug him?
Yeah.
So Brittany starts coming clean in a way that James wasn't missing. She was going to drop him and her two other kids off, ages 7 and 9, at a park. In fact, she was going to abandon them, leave them behind, because her boyfriend, she says, told her to because he didn't like the kids. Even as shocking as it is to hear a mother say that, police still felt like Brittany wasn't coming clean. So that's when the detective turned up the heat.
I just brought up to you dragging him. You've never brought that up before. And now your daughter's telling you that, well, Mom, I think you probably drug him. So I'm trying not to get at you, okay? But you're me, okay? And that's not going to be good for you. Meaning that, you know, you're yourself over by not telling me the whole truth here. You know what the happened to your boy. I know you know, okay? Tell me what happened to your boy. You did what you did, it's done and over. It's done. Look at me, hon. It's done and over.
It feels like you guys are not believing me.
I don't believe you. You're lying. You're not telling me the whole truth. You've told me partial
Well, go
truth.
get that whatever test.
No. I want you to know you're going to get through we're going to get through this together.
Well, I didn't
Okay.
hurt my son.
Okay, you did because he's not alive, hon. He's dead. Okay? So something happened between once you got up there, something happened, and you told me partial truths the whole night, the whole day today. Okay? And you try to tell me a little more, and I appreciate that. But you have got to be, when the judge and the prosecutor asked me, did she finally tell you the truth, I'm going to be able to say, I want to be able to say, yes, she did. She's remorseful. She's sorry. She doesn't want this to happen. She don't know what she was thinking. That's what I want to be able to tell the judge. You know what happened to that boy once you got up there. There's no doubt in my mind. Saying you don't really know, and all of a sudden now your daughter's telling that dragon. No, I just told you that, and now you're saying that your daughter's telling you that.
Can I have a little bit more water, please?
Yes, you can. Can you get her just right out here in the water fountain?
Absolutely.
You need to take a drink of this water when it comes back. Take a deep breath like you did earlier, and just tell me what happened. Okay? It is what it is, babe. Okay? I know you were. I understand. We're going to get through this together. I feel like all day you and I have hit it off pretty well, am I right?
If I tell the truth, since I'm basically kind of partial to telling the truth, do I get in so much trouble?
Well, look at me. I'm a 100% straight shooter. You are in trouble. Okay?
Well, I know I'm in trouble for
yes.
taking them and doing something with them.
But now, take a drink of your water. Take it, relax. Now you're here where you're going to tell me the truth. I know you. I know you well enough in the last 8 hours we've been together to know that you're going to tell me the truth now. So take a deep breath. It does go a long way. I will be happy to tell the prosecutor's office, yes, she was honest with me. But you need to tell me the whole truth. And I'm not you. That's what I'll tell them.
Just bear with me.
Okay.
I'm trying to get my anxiety to calm down.
I got you.
I'm sure you guys don't want me to pass out.
No, and I don't want that to happen to you. Of course not.
Is there any way you can bring like a lady in here so I feel more
Yep.
comfortable?
Let me grab her, okay?
Please.
I need Becky.
Sorry, I was raped when I was a kid.
You don't have to explain it to me, I understand. We understand. We are not gonna take offense to you asking for a female to be in here with you, that's perfectly fine.
I just feel more safer with a brother.
Absolutely, sure.
Where's she at? She across the hall? Yeah.
Another reason I'm probably scared because there's too many of you guys.
I understand.
Alright, I got Detective Blue Cart coming. She's right across the hall. She'll be here in a minute. We'll set Becky right next to you, okay? Got this from the prosecutor.
So basically it'd be a lot better on my behalf to tell
It's
every detail that I can remember correctly.
yes. It's gonna be better than I can tell the prosecutor that you've been honest with me about everything. Have you met Detective
Yeah.
Lucart? Okay, sit right next to her. Alright. She feels real comfortable with female being in here with us, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so, from the top.
We were arguing about 1-something in the morning.
Mhm.
The kids were already asleep.
Who was arguing?
Me and James Hamilton.
Yeah, your boyfriend.
We were arguing. We had words,
Mhm.
and he's been going on since we moved there at this new house for me to get rid of my kids
Mhm.
because I won't discipline them.
Mhm.
I mean, I just refuse to.
Every parent's different.
I'd rather stand them in the corner than hit them
Mhm.
or anything. But we were arguing, the kids were asleep upstairs,
Mhm.
and he was just complaining constantly that the kids don't listen to you, you let them do whatever. And I was like, they're kids, what am I really supposed to do?
Sure.
And he's like, I don't know, but you need to get these kids out of here, blah, 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 or I'm throwing you out on the porch. And at that time, I didn't know what to do because I have nowhere to go.
Okay. And this is really Friday night then?
Yes.
Okay.
And he told me, I don't care what vehicle you take, just take them somewhere and get rid of them. And he was like, I know a good spot if you want to take them there. And he told me I can't remember right off what that name of that park is.
When we were at today?
Yes.
Restaurant?
Rush Run Park. And I had called him and said, where am I at? I'm confused.
Mhm.
Because it didn't look like where we went to before
Right.
to let the kids stop and use the bathroom.
Mhm.
So I was kind of basically looking around like, where am I even at?
Mhm.
Because like I was telling you earlier, I use my GPS for everything.
Right.
And he just told me, Rush Run.
Okay.
And it took me to the other part.
The part we were at today?
Yes.
Okay.
And then he said, just look it up, Rush Run Lake.
Mhm.
So that's what I did, and that's where I showed you that.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Okay.
And so I took them there, I dropped them off. I want to say I maybe got, actually I got, you know where, right before the arrow, the first arrow that you had to turn this way
Mhm.
or this way, was right there.
Right.
And I basically just did it like a big U and turned around and went back and got them. And then I seen, because when I got close to the entrance of where I left them at,
Mhm.
the older two was like not far away from where I had left them at.
Right.
And I was like, where's James? They was like, he's back there. I said, okay, but where's James at? She's like, Mom, I think he's dead or something's wrong with him. So I went back to see what was going on with him,
Mhm.
and he was just laying there basically dead. His head right here was busted.
Okay. Now listen, you're really trying to help yourself, and that's good, okay? But you're still not telling me the truth. You're not telling me the truth. I need to know how James got himself killed. What happened?
So you're talking about basically when the first time I went and dropped them off before I left.
Yes.
I went in the parking lot. I sat there for a minute, was thinking.
Mhm.
I didn't make them get out at that time. We were just sitting there, and the car was still running, the headlights on. Well, I was like, get out, and I told the kids I was sorry. And the older two, the only one got out.
Right.
Well, James sat in the back seat all the way on this side.
Passenger side?
Yes.
Okay.
And was laying there like he was asleep, but he wasn't. I set him out on the ground. He stood up and said, "Mom, we don't want to be here."
Mhm.
And he kept trying to open the car door.
Mhm.
Well, it locks automatically once you get in there. And I'm trying to remember correctly. I was sitting there. James was standing there trying to get in the door. I noticed the other two were by the bathroom.
Mhm.
Well, towards the bathroom, because I noticed I seen the bathroom right there.
Mhm.
And I went to go pull off. I'm not sure if he had that handle.
And
I went forward. I didn't hear no
blood or anything?
no.
Alright. You know he probably had the handle?
Yeah.
Okay, and
'Cause, I mean,
did
that's
you run
only-
over him with the car
No.
by accident?
No.
Did the tire go over his head? Go over his body?
No.
Alright, so you're saying that you think that he may have had the handle and as you drove off, he fell?
Yeah.
Okay. But you know really what happened?
No, I
You
know
don't
for a
think.
fact he had that handle.
Okay, so he was holding the handle?
Yeah, because he
and-
was kept trying to get back in
And
there.
you drive off.
Yeah.
How far did you drag him?
I went to as you go out,
Mm-hmm.
not all the way out, but as you go
Towards
head
the drive,
out.
right?
And that's as far as I got, but I didn't hear no noises, as I was saying.
Right.
And
So is that when he fell off the door? Once you got out that way?
yeah,
Alright, so how far do you think you drug him for?
well, I had dragged him from where we were sitting,
Mm-hmm.
parked, and he had a handle. I didn't realize it, and I just drove
Well,
on.
you just told me you saw that he had the handle. So you did realize it.
Yeah, he had a handle, because
So you did realize it. Don't minimize what you're saying, hon. You're doing really good and you keep minimizing this. Just take responsibility for it. Okay? That's what's gonna help you. You gotta take responsibility for this. So you tell me now that you don't know if you had the handle, but you just told
he
me.
had a handle trying to get in the van.
And you drove off.
Yes.
How fast were you going? Don't say 10 miles an hour, because I wasn't 10 miles an hour.
I was in a hurry to get out of there.
So you sped off. Okay. How far do you think you drug him?
Well, where I showed you he was laying at is where he was laying at
Okay.
when I went back to get him.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if he maybe got up and tried to move around or anything. But I do know he eventually let go of the handle.
Okay. You didn't hear him drop?
I
How
had
far-
the music on.
Okay. So how loud is the music? Pretty loud?
Yeah.
So
Well, it was not pretty loud. It was like maybe 15. Or
Okay.
like 15, I don't know.
I know what you mean. So once you drag him, you see him fall off, and then how far do you drive after that? Is that when you drove out towards the road?
Yes.
Okay. And you were gone at least 20 minutes?
It could have been, it probably was longer because I went all the way till I got to the one part where you can only go like this. And then I just turned back around and went back and get him.
You know where that Y is at?
The only thing I can think of is.
There's a yellow, it's
some
like
of
a
it was
yellow
broken, right?
arrow, black and yellow. arrow that's on like the side of a fence or something.
And when you turn out of the parking lot, you turn left,
Mhm.
and you drove straight to a stop sign, and then you continued straight,
Mhm.
that would be Somerville, West Elkton Road would be the next intersection, would be a T-stop. You can only turn left or right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. About how far is that? Couple miles?
Probably a mile and a
Okay.
half.
Okay.
I'll say I don't know exactly.
That's all right. So, where you showed us in the parking lot there, that's where he was laying?
Yeah.
So you didn't drive him out down to the road at all, near the road,
No.
out the drive to the road?
No.
How long do you think you drove him for?
24 hours, 2024 Howard Avenue, disturbance with James Griffith.
To be honest, I don't really know.
Okay. So, this morning, is it true that you dumped the body this morning?
Yes.
That's true?
Yes.
And where you showed us, is that the true
Yes.
spot?
Yes.
And who was driving?
He was,
Okay.
because I don't know my
So you're
roundabout.
saying you stopped in the middle of that bridge where
Yes.
you showed us,
Yes.
and,
And before we stopped, we was, like I told you, we was a little bit down the road, but prior to that, we had stopped so he can tie a brick or something,
you tied a brick to him?
brick and a rope, that's what he said, I don't know for sure.
Okay, you know the difference in a brick and a cinder
Well,
block?
it was like a whole brick, but he put holes in the rock, I'm guessing.
Okay.
It's something like a cinder block.
Okay, so
but
you know what
he
a cinder
put-
block is?
Yes, it's got, 2 holes in it,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
And he put, I don't know how many holes in it, but he said he put a hole in it.
All right, so what did
I
he,
didn't go and examine
what did he tie him up with? A rope?
it was a red rope with different colors on it.
Brittany goes to the park to abandon her kids, and young James was crying for his mom and didn't want to leave the car. So what did Brittany do? She stepped on the gas, dragging him and killing him. Then she and her boyfriend drove home in their car with the 7 and 9-year-old in the vehicle as well as James' body, then dumped the young boy's body in the Ohio River. He was hogtied and weighed down with cinder block. James's body was never found. Brittany and her boyfriend, James Hamilton, were both arrested and charged with murder. Hamilton is serving 15 to 19 years in prison on charges of kidnapping and gross abuse of a corpse. Gosney pleaded guilty to a count of murder as well as multiple counts of child endangering. She could spend the rest of her life in prison. At Brittany's sentencing, James's principal spoke and said that James was a bright light, and it was a light that was extinguished by his mom. For On the Case, presented by Law&Crime, I'm Chris Stewart. We'll see you next time.